Now, the other film, The Black Swan, I claim, I hope you noticed it, with Natalie Portman and so on, is even much worse. It's truly a kind of a anti-feminist counterpart. It, I claim, resuscitates arguably one of the most reactionary myths about femininity. While in this same masculine universe that we encounter in the King's Speech, while a man, if you become stupid enough, at least can have it both. You can have your title, authority, and still have a private life, let's call it. It's an old anti-feminist myth from old fairy tales up to Krzysztof Kieslowski's film Double Life of Veronique, namely this myth that a woman has to make a choice. Your natural place is to withdraw from public career, to do your role in the family. If you choose your, let's call it, mission, what you really care about as a career, you will pay the price for it by death. I think these are the coordinates of the second film. So, you see, that's where we are in two of popular films. Men become stupid enough, play your authority. Women don't play with career, you will die. We all know about the impending catastrophe, ecological, social, and so on. But we somehow cannot take it seriously. In psychoanalysis, this attitude is called a fetishist split. I know very well, but what? But I do not really believe it. This is what I call the fetishist functioning of ideology. The old traditional functioning of ideology was more symptomatic. You know, symptom, like return of the repressed. You base your life on a lie, you repress, ignore some traumatic truth, but as we say it, whatever you do, the repressed will somehow return in one or another symptomatic form. Just to give you a stupid everyday example, the proverbial adolescent who is traumatized by sex and in order to forget about it, takes refuge in physics and mathematics. But then, you know, sooner or later, he tries to resolve a task like how much energy is released when two bodies hit each other and so on, and it's there. But much more interesting, I claim, is the fetishist functioning, which again is operative today, where you don't deny anything. You just, through a fetish, enact a distance of not really accepting it, not really taking it seriously. Incidentally, as I developed also in this last book, Living in the End Times, this, I think, explains why and how, although we, most of us at least, probably not only believe scientists, and in this sense know very well that the situation is potentially catastrophic, but like really are convinced that this is the case, but nonetheless are not ready to do anything. Again, although we know there are threats of catastrophes, we cannot bring ourselves to act upon it, to do it. Here, fetish enters. What is fetish? I will repeat an old story of mine, which is very tragic. It happened to a friend of mine who was married and his wife died. Young, beautiful wife, the usual story. You know, she went to a doctor, breast cancer, in 2 months, she was dead. What surprised us, his friends, is that this same guy, after the wife died, was absolutely ready all the time to talk about the most painful moments of the wife dying. You know, we didn't have to play any of these games, don't mention this in front of him, it will traumatize him. No, he was ready to talk about everything. So we doubted, my God, we started to raise questions. What's going on with this guy? Like, did he love his wife at all? Is he kind of a cruel, cynical subject or what? Then we learned the secret. Every time that he was talking about his dead wife and the most painful moments of her death, he was playing with a hamster in his hands, and the hamster was obviously his fetish. This was also the preferred pet animal of his wife, so in a way, playing with the hamster meant I can talk about it, but hamster was the fetishist stand-in for my wife is still alive. I don't accept she is dead. Now you will say, bullshit, this is primitive pseudo-analysis. How do I know it? Unfortunately, I do know it, because this hamster died half a year later, and immediately the guy collapsed,